It's Week 11 of the National Football League. And we'll see the Cowboys' superstar wide receiver. And with him, any catch could be a big one. He's the NFL leader in touchdown receptions. It's the Cowboys and the Vikings, next on EA Sports.
Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today, we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the Minnesota Vikings. Brennan Gaud alongside Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Cowboys in this matchup, you figure they've got to be looking forward to this one. They've got a clear advantage on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and they totally understand it, not just by running the numbers, but those numbers do play into it because you've got one of the better passing offenses in the league, a top 10 unit, going up against one of the poor defenses in the league. So I think we're going to see these guys take some shots downfield. But right from the start, I expect them to attack and get right after them.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. And his first look is incomplete. And despite injuries like these, Charles, with these guys missing, they've been able to keep that pursuit of perfection alive so far.
That just shows the depth that they have on the roster and the guys who are serious about being ready when their number is called. Someone goes down, someone jumps in, and they don't skip a beat. I think this team has a bunch of those guys, and some of them will be coming out again this week.
10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. Throwing, Cousins. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Not the warmest starts throwing the football. He was 1 for 3, now 1 for 4 on the opening drive.
So getting him comfortable is the key. And for him, it might be different than what we think is comfortable. We're probably thinking swing passes, easy checkdowns. Some guys, they're better off throwing it downfield. That's what we're looking at.
And Madison hit, and the ball pops free. And the Cowboys have recovered. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Prescott now after the fumble recovery. He finds his man complete. It's Schultz. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a second and long.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
Gonna take a shot for Gallup. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Cowboys use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. They said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him, because they can't replicate his speed in practice unless they've got one of the few guys who are as fast as he is. And all it took was one drive. He burned them. And I don't think it's the last time they called his number in this one.
The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. To throw, Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with career touchdown number 109. That ties him with Barry Sanders on the all-time NFL list. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And it's now 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. The numbers for him from a week ago. 15 carries, 58 yards, and a score.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked with him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new...
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
And now out comes Minnesota. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
To throw again on second down. Cousins. Adam Thielen, back-to-back catches. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Here's Madison running on first down. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. This defense for the Cowboys, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Holding offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And this will be taken at the 13. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. Dallas offense set for this next drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going right for them.
The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for. A really good change of pace back.
He'll fire this deep for Gallup, and that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Boy, CD, what a start for them. Still in the first quarter. They're absolutely blitzing them. All the points that they put up, I'm not sure what you say on the other sideline right now.
I think it's as simple as this, partner. The way that they're playing, there's no limits on what this lead could become.
Marr now to add the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big this early. But that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Cousins. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Dante Fowler has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. On 4th down, Michael Pilardi on to punt. That's taken on the 25. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. But Charles, they're really stringing these possessions and scores together early. We're still in the first quarter, but if they can score again here, look out.
Yeah, and as you taught me when we're broadcasting games, one word we're supposed to avoid, and that's blowout. But that's exactly what's going on here. Down 3 possessions just the first quarter. That goes beyond any worst-case scenario we might have thought coming into this game. And another touchdown here, that should eliminate any hopes for any type of a comeback.
That one will go for 9 yards and a first down on the keeper.
Now that was a designed run. Now remember, if a quarterback goes feet first, he's protected. But if he dives head first, he's not. On that play, he figured the risk was worth the reward.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Wide open receiver complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 20-yard line. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. An entertaining start to this one. More to come. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half.
Vikings, nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Vikings now heading on to the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Open man is Osborne. He's got it. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. The offense on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Cousins. He'll get this underneath to Madison. And he will have a Vikings first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, here's Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. He already had the 1 fumble loss, so now 2 fumbles lost here in this first half.
Not setting the pace the way that you want it done. I mean, here in the first half, already twice the ball's come out and hit the turf. Got to find a way to take care of it. Otherwise, they may have to start thinking about maybe someone different at that position.
A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at first.
And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Prescott. He'll get this to Elliott. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. A 10-yard completion, but still now facing 3rd and goal. Now Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys have taken a 6-touchdown lead.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats. But what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
good luck.
He's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. You're 2nd and a yard from the 34. loses the football a second time. It's picked up by the Cowboys. Loose inside the 30, inside the 10. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. Fumbles, that's how you get in the coach's doghouse. The first one lost and it hurt. This time you lose it and it's taken in for a score. It really hurt.
And about that doghouse, it won't exactly be comfortable, and it definitely won't be air-conditioned.
No bones?
None.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Alexander Madison leading this Vikings offense out there to begin the next drive. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Cousins to throw it. And he wisely will throw that one away.
A lot of incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. It certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
Cousins. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there. On now the former Vol, Michael Pilardi. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 20. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. Flush to his right. That one caught by Ellison. On the move past the 40. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. A big play here for Dallas. 43 yards. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key 1st downs and big runs.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 10-yard line.
Up the middle, here's Elliott. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Cowboys have got it on cruise control. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half.
Vikings, nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always...
And oh my goodness, he loses it again. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. Looking to throw again on second down. Cousins. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Cousins. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. A first down carry by Elliott. And some room to roam now. 63 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On play action, Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand for this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Completes it to Ellison to the right side. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down. So we've reached halftime here in what is past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the 3rd quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. This one fielded at the 5. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this 3rd quarter. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Second half starts with a carry by Elliott. And some room to maneuver. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
And having built that kind of a lead, they're able to do whatever they want right now. All momentum on their side, especially now running the football.
Yeah, you're talking about a defense being on their toes. They don't know what's going to hit them next at this point.
No, they went from toes to heels, and they're trying to figure out how to get back to the toes part.
On play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And that's Elliott, complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. But he's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Escaping the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the first down.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37. 2nd and 8. To throw is Prescott. Out left, Allison's got it. Shoves him aside. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 17-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Prescott. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Flushed out right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Alexander Madison, the ball carrier.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. To throw is Cousins. Dancing to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
And we'll see what he can do on the return. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Eluding the pressure right. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
It's been a fun game for him so far, but I think he tried to do just a little too much that time. Give the defense a rare win on that snap.
Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. The partner still in the 3rd quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the 4th quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue.
Touchdown, Cowboys! A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys just continue to roll. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. Throwing is Cousins. Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are.
And Madison hit, and the ball pops free. It's picked up by the Cowboys. The 20, 10, 5. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt, but for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a 2nd time.
Marr on for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Dante Fowler picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's the end of it.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. This is taken at the 15. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game is certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remote's clicking off right now. Prescott off play action. Gonna take a shot for Gallup. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown. Michael Gallup, 60 yards. And the Cowboys add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Oh, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed watching their execution throughout this contest.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And the football going back to the Vikings offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And call it no gain there on the first down play. Throwing again on 2nd down. Cousins. Now he's going to send this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Cousins now. Complete. Jefferson the target. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3. 17-yard line.
Draw play. Madison. And the big boys up front. They're going to stop him right at the line. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. 3rd and short yardage. Cousins. Open man is Osborne. He's got it. And he will have a Vikings first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick them off for the 2nd time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly. But they're still out there hunting for big plays and get another one right there.
Dallas returns on offense, and among the weapons, Michael Gallup at wide receiver. So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him. They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw, Cousins. Flush to his right. And he'll just get rid of it.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And that's incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Badgley's kick is good, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
Taken in at the 3. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Out comes Michael Gallup and company as they take the field. He's north of 150 yards in this game. He's been doing his thing, hasn't he?
That he has, and he's been enjoying himself. And it's the type of game that you get locked into a pretty good groove. May not be record-shattering, but it's the type of game that if you accumulate that throughout a season, you're going to be one of the top receivers in the game.
See how much they incorporated here on this drive. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
10th carry now for Elliott. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming.
Lewis Seed on the tackle. A gain of 2.
Now a give here to Pollard. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Well, they were looking to pick up the 1st down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Now on 2nd and 16, Cousins. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. 3rd and long for Cousins. Got a man here, it's Wilson. Here we go. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 39. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. They'll get this underneath to Madison. And he'll be brought down at the 27. A 1st down throw for Cousins. Puts it on the carpet, it's out. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. but it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
Stiff-armed him. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Another touchdown here in the fourth quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Marr now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Cousins, complete. Smith has it. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you get a heck of a tight end candidate.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. This is taken around the 12. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Escaping the pressure right.
Open man downfield is Lamb. It's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Now, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for Dallas, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And now